Wow, that was incredible. Hello everyone and welcome back. We are going to be playing this very cool Jund variation, or you can almost say it's Golgari, but the win con does have red in it. Variation of the World Souls Rage deck. This was actually played at the Pro Tour by Andrew. He did very well and actually made top 8 with this list, I believe. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he made top 8. I don't know how well that happened in top 8, but let's go over the list and kind of the motions that we want to go through here. This is probably the weird card in the matchup. Normally in Temur, you're wanting to play this and you really want to play it whenever you can activate it. Or if it's a safe matchup, obviously play it, you get it early, kind of whatever. However, in this matchup, you just kind of don't care near as much as you normally would, because we are also playing Splendid Reclamation. Return all lands from your graveyard tapped onto the battlefield though. So why is this important? Why is doing all this fine? Why are we playing extra copies of Bring All the Lands Back? And that is because we are playing Pitiless Carnage. Sacrifice any number of permanents you control, then draw that many cards. So what we're trying to do, this is also a resolve by the way, so once you sacrifice it's resolved. What we're trying to do is get a ton of lands in play, plot this, or just play this if we have the mana, draw and sack a lot of our lands and play a Splendid Reclamation or an Aftermath Analyst and bring them all back and produce enough mana to then World Soul Rage them. This list is very cool. I don't have a whole lot more to say outside of what the game should show the deck doing. So we're going to go ahead and hop into the game, see how they go, and I hope you all enjoy them. We go first. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to keep here. Go ahead and play our fetch land. See what's up. Swamp actually always seems to be a little bit higher of priority in this list, so we're going to go grab it. Alright, Inspector, sure. This matchup, sure they can case me, but I'm really looking to play Analyst and then play Nissa as well here. And with the deck list that I'm playing, I think fueling the graveyard is actually like kind of a way higher priority than normal, which seems weird. Block. Yeah. I'll go ahead and block. Play the Nissa, pass. Now what are we casing here? Are we casing? We Knight? Okay, sure. For 3. Could be Amadanes. Could be a lot of things. Okay, sure. Could be that as well. Nissa, make a mana. Make a red here. Get our red source. So we don't necessarily have to rely on Nissa. Hit there. Is going ahead and popping this worth it? Probably. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Get our mana cooked. We do red, green, red, green. I have no idea. I don't think we're drawing anything anytime soon, so it's not like we're going to have any of our other spells ready to go. And the reason I'm doing this now is because I'm going to be able to super thin here and get some of these things off the board and make our life total pretty high. 4. Hitting a ton, just getting a lot of this ready to go. I guess I don't really care here what colors I make. I'm not using my other World Soul Rage right now. Just like that. It's what, like turn 3? Turn 4 for us. It's like the power of this deck, right? Just like, look at our mana situation and our health, like our life total and everything. When you kind of have the when you kind of have this card live, and then you get to play a Nissa, and they both live against your Convoke opponent, it's just pretty hard to beat in general. Evadane, sure. I mean, quite a chunk coming across here, but let's go ahead and just block. Still remain almost above 20. All right, team. You listen here. This is what dreams are made of, okay? QQ. Yeah, because I don't need the lands. I can always put them back in. We want to cast. We got our red. We're good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I have enough to put a lot of lands back into play. Okie dokie. Well, we found our Splendid Reclamation, so now it doesn't matter. Where are you at? I saw you. Come here, spelunking. Now while spelunking, go ahead and just put a land into play, I suppose. Just a green. Okay. Yeah, it was gonna be a minute for me to figure it out because it's the first time I've done it. But if you look, basically what we're gonna get to do is cast this card, return all lands from the graveyard to the battlefield tapped. We just put every single basic land pretty much in there. We're going to fetch out the rest, put them all back, and this is going to pop off, and then we'll be able to World Soul Rage them for enough, most likely. If not, we wheel again. My opponent goes first. It's unfair, unjust, and unruly. And having two of these seems tough. But Spelunking seems so good. I'm going to maul, though. Village, I guess, goes. Life gain. Hero after my own heart. We do indeed need to find a bounce land, but that's going to be tough. Okay, I said not bounce land, a fetch land, a sack land, a land that I play in my deck. Leave me alone. This Amelia is going to grow so fast, though. Yeah. Yeah. At least it's just Amelia that grows here. Ooh, March left on top. March can answer my Nissa. I guess I force that to be their turn, right? And if it's not their turn, I play the theater. And I can then Gix command. We honestly want them to just commit more to the board. Unless it's the 2 white creature. Then we don't want that. Ooh, exiling a card even. Archangel is getting exiled. Sure. Let's go and look what we... Well, actually, let's play this first. Have another swamp in hand, so I'm going to get my mountain out of the way. I'm going to go ahead and plot this, I think. We're just hoping we're not dead here. A lot of hope that we need, but also they drew a land. That's the card we didn't want to see, dude. No. That is exactly the card we did not want to see. Gix command does not cover that. Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah, I think we're just done here. Yeah, no matter what we do here, I think we're dead. Okay, we don't have 1 land. And this would have been a perfect hand to keep our starter on. And we died to that, so I'm good. Yeah, we'll keep here. Sneaky. Invoke, sure. The Splendid Reclamation. So weird, cause like I wanted to play the Aftermath to get him in the yard, but like Shigeki can be activated, right? And that's like the difference. The Shigeki can just put a land in the yard, or put a land from the yard into play and give me more value immediately. Say something like a Splendid can. But now we're definitely Aftermathing, I think. Definitely looking to put a lot of lands in the yard. If we can. We put 2 in at least. And then we hold. This is quite the wall, weirdly enough. They have Vampire and Human on 2 caverns. Start Gleeful Demolition finally. Yeah, what an awkward hand. Must have had a Gleeful Demolition in the opener and tried to hold it for a minute. There's a Knight. Sure. Eki being in play is actually pretty good here. 2 of those is not necessarily good for them. I could plot. Then I don't get to play anything. Play Nissa here. Play a swamp. Make a green. Then Aftermath. But again, the Splendid Reclamation is all we really need. And just like that, it's looking pretty promising. We have a lot of blockers that actually survive an Immodanes here. And trade a lot of things off, or kill a lot of things off. The only thing we won't be blocking is a Knight, or even the Inspector per se. But these, well, I guess Nissa would. They concede to just this. Do not have a black mana. That's probably okay. We're like likely to find one. If that's the case, let's go get our mountain out of the way. Normally we don't care to get this mountain, but I would like to at least conceal which version of the list we might be on. Forest Aftermath. Unlikely to be cased. Okay, well, just hit my good spells, I suppose. The card we're like looking for. But either way, I didn't mill over a swamp, so I'm fine with it. Probably gonna see a scry here. Scry, maybe an attack. Then I block. Need a swamp, and we need it pretty badly. Spelunking's also like good. I'll take a spelunking here. Spelunking not necessarily what we want, but what we'll take. Ori, opponent. This is exactly our playstyle right now. They have a case. Yeah, it's probably going to be pretty much over. Not finding a swamp anytime soon. Sure. We drew the other one of these. Are you kidding me? I'm not surprised. Yep, it seems about right. Let's just draw duplicates of every card that we own instead of any other card in the deck. Like even Nissa is perfectly fine in these spots, but probably not now. Immodanes just might as well clash me for a ton. Make it as impossible for me to win as possible. Brother, are you kidding me? There's just no way that I drew them all. Come on. Man, like, are you kidding me? Yeah, my bad. I forgot that we play half our deck as lands and we'll draw all 4 Spelunkings and just duplicates of every card. Somebody didn't shuffle after putting their deck list together. I don't know. That's literally how that game felt. Here we go. I just need a forest. I was like, no, I need to go grab a second swamp right away, and I was like, oh, I need a forest just in general. Let's get Shigeki down. Very cool. And then we kind of have the hand that we would want. We got a Spelunking coming in. Gonna have that enter untapped. Is it prowess? Is it what we need it to be? Spelunking. Just land in. I almost thought about not putting it in, to be honest with you. We're most likely not going to block, so let's just hit. That is not going to get a swamp with that. Brutal. Well, this one reclamation can thin. There's a shredder, and then we're gonna play this to have the shredder trigger. Sure. A sackland would be best draw here, I think. Playing this forest. Let's make it green. Activate here. Hit here. This will trigger, then we'll find a card off of it. Aftermath, Analyst, sure. Put in this. Make it green. Now here's the weird part, because on one hand I want to play Aftermath, because obviously the idea is to sack it, but I don't mind playing it here because of Splendid Reclamation, right? Like that's the thing. I don't mind just jamming it here, and then also get my Shigeki back down. Then we call it a day with that. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lands, kind of ready to go. We're looking for like a tap out, all out attack here, I think. What we really need. I still haven't went and got another swamp because I've just been lazy on my fetches. But it is what it is. I don't think we'll be plotting this Carnage this turn, to be honest with you. We have Reclamation to go get lands and stuff. They all enter untapped because of Spelunking. We're making 10 mana at... Well, we're making more than that, right? Yeah, see, Aftermath's gone, but that's not what we care about. I dodge a Spell Pierce. We think they have Spell Pierce? It's possible, I guess. So I should probably play around it. And the pause makes me think that's what it is. We're gonna go, chat. Where are you going? I'm just kidding. I understand where you're going. I just want to prove. Alright, I'll sign my death sentence. Keeping only 3 drops here. Get you out of the way first. This is the best one that we have. And this is equally as bad. Arnon, are you keeping? Thank you. Well. Okie doke. Had to answer a phone call, but we're good to go. Let us go grab our swamp here. Now, of any time to rip a basic, this would be the time. Spelunking is going to be so good here. Okay, well, like, if there was a card to have, at least. I'm gonna go ahead and play another swamp here. I instinctually always go and grab forest. But we can grab here. Aftermath's probably best card with what our hand is. Go ahead and take a gander. Obviously, we would love to kind of plot this card that time, but I think we're just against green, white, big, stompy boys. We have the hand to beat it, to be honest. No, it might not necessarily look like that. Do I commit to the board, or do I just play Spelunking first? I think I just play Spelunking and just ramp first. Yeah, I play Spelunking, because then the turns make way... The turns become way better if I do that. We can grab a forest. And play this. And go grab our swamp. And then, honestly, I'd much rather just Aftermath here. and just ensure I can put some lands in the graveyard if possible. Well, you are what I was looking for. The reason why is because if Aftermath sticks, we're doing some crazy stuff. Getting to do some crazy stuff, I would say. A glimpse, they're guaranteeing this Stomper can attack. It doesn't set me below my starting life total, so that's always a good sign. Obviously, no block from us. Not that my opponent was thinking any differently. The fight here? Garden. Okay. That is fine. Indeed. That is fine. What do we do here? I think I plot this, and I just play a Nissa. Village the Bog, becoming a very valuable piece here. Ugh. I mean, no blocks, once again. I'm now under my starting life total. Yes. Bog. Only problem is I'd love to grab a Pitless here. I just can't. Has to be a World Soul? I think it does. This. Make my red. I have 6. I guess. Not thrilled about that. I had nothing else going on, opponent. Okay, here we are. We're going to talk about the deck list a little bit. And kind of just because I'm apparently just running into the same matchups all day. So I'm not really getting a whole lot of different games to show off. So I'm actually going to end this video a little bit shorter than I normally would. Just because of the matchups I'm playing. And here we are. I mean, realistically, I'm going to just kind of set aside kind of everything that's normal in these style lists and just kind of talk about this kind of force energy here. I guess you can argue like Shigeki may be a little bit more important. I guess Analyst is a little bit more important. But yeah, so normally the ideal function of the deck is you want to play Aftermath. If it's a matchup, you know that it's safe. You play it kind of on turn 3. Hope it lives. Maybe they'll, like, for example, against Boris, you, like, kind of hope it just dodges the case a lot of times because you want to be able to activate it, especially if you already played a lot of fetch lands or sack lands because you want to bring those back. But in this matchup, you don't care. You can just play it on turn 2, or with this deck, you don't care because you can play it on turn 2 because you want to up the lands in your graveyard for the Splendid Reclamation, because at the end of the day, if this gets removed, it's not the only thing bringing back all the lands. You have the Splendid Reclamation to do that as well. You just don't care as much in terms of doing that. You're much better off playing this, trying to protect your life total early and being alive whenever it gets to playing one of these on your kind of combo turn, or just putting all the lands back in play, setting up your combo turn. And that's where something like Spelunking comes in, and it's very cool. We don't normally see this played in the Temur list, because they don't need it, I guess, because they're relying on Virtue. But this list that's relying on drawing all the cards in our deck and doing it like that does, in fact, rely on this a lot more. Whenever a land enters the battlefield, it just enters on tap. It replaces itself, or it's a text replacement. So whenever Riveteer says, go get a land, put it on the battlefield tapped, this is a replacement effect. That's what I meant to say. And it'll actually enter untapped, so it's very cool. So a lot of times you can flow all your mana, cast a Pitless Carnage, which sacrifices any number of permanents you control and draw that many cards, which is typically all of our lands. And then we get to cast the Splendid Reclamation after that, put all of our lands back in the battlefield untapped, and by our Spelunking, and just get to combo that way. And if you have a Nissa in play, it gets a lot easier, but most likely whenever you do that, you'll find a Nissa, you'll get to play it, and you've drawn so many cards. I think the one time we did it for 13, like, it's very unlikely that we don't find kind of a combo in there, especially the fact that we had 11 basics out of the deck, so our lands have been ripped out of the deck on a 28 lander. So if you have 13 or 11 in play, you can just see how the math kind of works out, that the rest of the deck is just going to be spells. It's not going to be lands. You might hit like 2 lands out of that 13 that you drew because you've already thinned your deck of all your lands, so you don't have to worry about it as much. So other than that, our sideboard is here. It'll be linked with the deck list as well. But Andrew brought a very spicy version of the World Souls Rage deck, which is really just Golgari plus World Souls Rage, which is interesting to say and kind of weird because obviously you want to call this like Jund, but if it wasn't this win condition, it would just be Golgari, which is very sweet. So Andrew, very cool list. Did well, placed top 8 with it, so that's very cool. I don't know where they finished exactly, but it is what it is. So other than that, I'll catch you all later, and goodbye.